This year, the holiday books I read weren't about perfection. It wasn't about big moments. It was literally about comfort and having to feel the holiday spirit. And being a mood reader, I got into the holiday spirit all right. So in this video, I will be going over the holiday books that I've read and how I enjoyed them. I am not going to be ranking them. However, this is how I feel about them. Hey readers, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing the romances that I've read throughout the holiday, in holiday spirit and all, since this is Christmas week. And of course, I am a mood reader, so I got into a little bit of a Christmas mood for a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of just comfort. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with my book content and to keep up with all my reads. So the first book I'm going to be going over is My Favorite Holiday by Lauren Blakely. Yes, Blakely. And this book felt almost cozy, very much giving the holiday spirit, holiday cozy vibes. It is very holiday safe. This book was just like something you read when you want to relax and you want to smile. Big smiles. I loved how this one focused on the holiday romance. It has fake dating and CEO billionaire vibes. I didn't know that was a thing. I've never gotten into like the whole billionaire type of deal because I felt like, if you look at our billionaires, they don't really look that great. But this book made me feel like, damn, fantasies, you know? But I absolutely love the vibe. I love the fact that it has spice. It had a lot of wrapping things in a bow, body parts, doing stuff under a Christmas tree. And I was just like, I love it. But this book also focuses on holiday competition. So there is competition. This book was like just so, a billionaire. I just, you don't have to worry about nothing. He got it. The FMC is his digital media marketer person, I guess you can say. And he's the CEO of a football team. Yes, a football team. So I absolutely enjoyed this read. And also I enjoyed the fact that it was fake dating. I know that some books with the fake dating is kind of like a little cringy, but this one kind of fit well. It kind of rolled well because the CEO, Wilder, has an auntie who is extremely nosy. Like, I'm talking about nosy to the point where she was setting him up dates like Tinder. Well, she didn't set up his Tinder, but I'm just saying it just felt like a Tinder. Like, she was just constantly hooking him up with women that he was clearly not interested in. What I loved about this MMC Wilder is that he was just focused on being a dad. He was just kind of like, listen, I'm just focusing on my little girl. I'm focusing on her right now. He included his daughter in everything. He included her in all the activities. He included her on the whole fake dating, and he didn't keep secrets from her. He was just such an open dad, which I appreciated it. But yes, if you're looking for a holiday book that has that, oh damn feel, slow burn, and his pockets are full, this is the perfect book for you. The next one on the list is How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. Now, this book had a bit of mixed reviews. I ignored all of them. I decided to plunge into it. I loved the cover and it just screamed holiday to me. And at the time, I was just in a holiday mood. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to read it. So this book was basically a rom-com and it takes place in Cringleton, I believe the name of the place is. And Cringleton is very much Christmas all year round. And the locals are always in Christmas mode. They also have competitions. So this is also a competition book. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Many people didn't, but honestly, I enjoyed just the whole vibe of Grinch. That's what this book is giving. And if you can't tell by the cover, it is Grinch-esque, I guess you can say, if that's a word. This book was giving very much friends to enemies, then to lovers. I like the dynamic between both. I absolutely loved how the narrator and the MMC would bicker with each other. That was funny. In the beginning of the chapters, it had rhymes like little poems, and it kind of reminded me, like I said, of the Grinch and just the story of the Grinch, because the MMC is kind of like a Grinch, which I absolutely adored, and I was laughing. I treated this book as like a rom-com. It is a rom-com, but I kind of treated it like a comedy break. I just didn't look at it as anything like serious. It was just kind of like a fun read. I was just in a mood for holiday. Now, I will say the FMC was a little annoying. She was just a little annoying to me, but after a while, I just kind of laughed it off, and I'm like, this is dumb. But I absolutely enjoyed this book. I think it's worth of a read, honestly. And also, this is the first book in the series. There's a second book that came out, which is called Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal. I haven't read that one yet, and I'm not in the mood to read more Christmas this year, so maybe I'll put that in my TBR for next year. Maybe she'll come out with another book, but I absolutely enjoyed it. What can I say? And also, a lot of people felt a little bit weirded out by the candy cane situation, where schmexual stuff happened with a candy cane and people were just like, oh my god, cover your eyes, cover your ears. Like, I've read worse, okay? I've read worse. I enjoyed it either way. So if you like holiday romances with a little bit of banter and tension and a lot of personality, this is a fun pick. Now, the next book that I read was an ARC from NetGaily. I didn't receive anything for my review. I don't receive any compensation from any ARCs that I do. I feel that my voice is genuine in what I think, and I don't think that it should be dictated by any financial gains. And I just read for fun. I read because I enjoy it. And so I feel wrong for requesting or asking for money over an ARC. That's just me and my personality. So if I ever do make videos about ARCs, which I will be starting soon, starting in January, I'm going to be putting in my honest review, how I felt about the books, and I'm not getting compensated for it. So that is just my PSA for anyone that comes across my videos and wants to know if my ARCs are in any way compensated for. They are not. So the next book that I want to talk about is How My Ex Stole New Year's, and this book was by Kate Callaghan, and this book was a little bit different. What I mean by that is the dynamic of the female main character and the male main character. She's a baker and he's a rock star, and that's a interesting dynamic, but I absolutely love the little town of Yule that this book takes place in. I love the fact that it's kind of like the North Pole, but instead it's called Yule. This little town of Yule is basically hidden. No one can know about it, kind of like the North Pole. Well, everybody knows about the North Pole, but this town needs to be like kept secret. Like Santa needs to be kept secret. This baker falls in love with a rock star. They break up. Actually, he walks away and never comes back. Well, he comes back for one thing, and that's his cousin's wedding. So this book includes wedding weekend drama and also forced proximity. So they are snowed in, and it forces them to share a room because the hotel that they're staying at is above capacity. This one had a little small vibe that was different than the other two that I read, in that this book kind of leads into the new year, so new beginnings. And I thought it was cute, and it brings about reflection, emotions, and also unresolved feelings. It felt a little more emotional and reflective, and that's something that I appreciated, especially going into the new year soon and kind of like bringing it in, you know what I mean? So if you like second chance romances and or stories that focus on growth, on closure, this one might resonate with you. What I will say is that there was a certain few things that I didn't like. Just the MMC. I don't know if I like the MMC. I think he needed a little bit more work. I don't know what it is about books that have like people smoking cigarettes. You know, it's just a turnoff for me. Personally, for me, it's just a turnoff to read about it. I don't care if people smoke around me, but that's the only thing that I was just kind of like, eh. But then again, he is a rock star, so I can't really be complaining too much. But I also thought the FMC in this book needed a little bit more of a backbone, maybe. She was just very not forgiving, I want to say, because she's very hesitant. She gives in so easily when he comes back, and it's like, oh girl, come on. Like, maybe I wanted a little bit more drama, but overall I thought it was a good book. It was a it was a decent read, and it was just a holiday read for me and a palate cleanser. So it worked out. Reading these holiday books this year kind of gave me nostalgia. And also it reminded me that holiday reads don't all have to feel the same. They really don't. They kind of felt the same in some particular tropes like fake dating and also just the overall vibe of competitions, but honestly they all were different in their own way. Like some were cozy, some were funny, and some were a little bit emotional, but they all gave me exactly what I needed at the time. If you've read any holiday or Christmas books this year, let me know in the comments what you've read. Which ones did you love? And that way I can add it to my TBR for next season. Or which ones are you still planning to read? Let me know in the comments. So I just want to thank you guys for spending a little bit of your holiday season with me and going over my Christmas or holiday reads. I hope everyone enjoys their holiday this season. And also I will be seeing you guys next week for my 2025 wrap up. It's unbelievable that we are now getting closer to 2026. I cannot wait for what awaits us. And I am super excited to keep coming back with content. New reading goals. I'm just so excited to explore and to figure new reads out and to see where it takes me. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you in my next video.